top most recently too.
Did you?
I did, and this is a 100% cotton top that you're looking at on Aida in a beautiful solid range of colors, but all of them have a tonal embroidery, an applique, I should say. So we'll go through the colors really quickly. We also have a markdown on one of the colors. So why don't we start with that one, actually. This is what we're calling papaya. It's a little bit brighter orange than the papayas that we've talked about, but it's in that same family.
More of an orange.
It's an orange for sure. This one is marked down to $38.99, so you get an additional $13 off the regular QVC price here. Then we have at the regular price, $52, the white, the pear that we see on Aida, and then finally the light turquoise. And I think to see the detail, let's use that one.
Yeah, so pretty. So 100% cotton jersey knit top, has a little bit of a texture to it, which is really quite fun. Round neck, 3/4 sleeve, but the beauty of this top, seriously, this whole piece is embroidery, number one, and a very beautiful sort of leaf, tropical inspired embroidery, but then it's all appliqued on. It's just done so well. Really something different and cool that you may not have. To me, it's very boutique, very artisan, and I love how it just kind of frames your face.
I love this raw edge that you'll get, and it's not, because it's a knit and it's cut all the way around, it's never going to fray more than that. It also can't move because all of this embroidery is what's stitching it down. So here's the reverse. Again, if you want to know if something is very well made, just turn it inside out. That's the reverse of the fabric.
That's incredible, by the way.
That is
all of that stitching?
Stitching that is done to hold that applique in place. So it's not moving. You can wash it, and it's going to continue to look this good.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. Yeah, I love the yellow on Aida. She's like Miss Sunshine over there.
Yeah. You are sunshine. And yellow with the gray is so pretty. I love that combination. But I also love where this is positioned, Gary. The placement of the appliques you'll see on Aida is perfect. So it keeps the focus up around our neck. It's going to hit at probably the apex of most of our bust lines. When you see that raw edge, and it literally follows the contour like it's been cut out around the leaves, around the beautiful embroidery. So it just has a really sophisticated look. And again, the silhouette is one that you all love. The crew neck, 3/4 sleeve, classic semi-fit top from Denim & Company in the textured cotton.
And Jane, it's not just a plain top, right? It's not, it's got something going on. But if you're not a fan of like overall big graphic prints, let's say, this gives you that surface interest and that texture and that pattern while still being solid. So I think many of you will appreciate this as an alternative in your wardrobe. And again, if Jane put a blazer over this, let's say, you'd still see like some of that beautiful embroidery detail, and it works just as well as an underpinning.
Exactly. And speaking of underpinnings, I mean, we've got the solids already. So if you don't, then we've got essentials that are in these necklines that you can get with just solid colors. When you add that texture and do it tonally, it elevates it, it gives it some visual interest like Gary said, but then it keeps it solid and keeps it so that, the focus still is on you. So it's just a beautiful, beautiful top. So it's $52 for the aqua, which is called light turquoise. It's the white.
I love the white.
And then also the pear. And in this particular case, the papaya,
which is more of an orange.
It's more of an orange color. That is the one that has the additional markdown. So you'll get that home for $38.99 or $13 off the regular QVC price. So continue in the process of placing your order for that. A 692796 is your item number. All right, that's a good one. All right, someday in Pennsylvania, someday, it is going to be warm enough to wear a swimsuit.